very, very effective, and this will lead the country to whatever it wants to achieve, and for all the um, best, for the best of the people and the country and the economy.
Yes.
Right, Mr. Fahmi, practically speaking, in every transitional period for any nation that
Yeah,
undergoes a revolution, there is frustration, there is
yeah,
chaos, and
yeah,
there's a lot of hassle and complications. But we have an experience in our own nation. We had a revolution before with,
Yeah.
President Nasser,
yeah,
but the time frame of the frustration was very little,
yeah,
and was accompanied later, was followed later on with lots of achievement.
exactly.
So how can we judge if we're going on the right track or no? There are also other successful experiences in South America,
Yeah,
and in Europe, and the French Revolution, and everywhere. There are universal standards for frustration.
exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I agree, totally agree with you. But let's see, let's compare our experience now compared to the experience of the first revolution when Nasser took over. Nasser was a visionary leader, and
charismatic too.
and he was so very charismatic, and people, all people, most people, agreed on him. They followed him, they loved him, and they all said, "We will be with you." Okay, and he shared the vision with his people, so he can speak with the layman, and the layman can sense what he wants to say.
Mm.
Now there is a gap between the citizen, the normal citizen, and the leader of the country. We need to close this gap. People need to feel that the leader represents all parties, not a specific party, for example. So we need to communicate our vision with the people, and the leader
Excuse
needs
me
to take this.
interfere here. Do you
Yeah.
think really, do you believe it's a problem of leadership, visionary of leadership, or it's a problem of the objectives of the revolution, the objectives of the leadership? There is a conflict in
Yeah.
objectiveness. I mean, the objectives of President Nasser as a leader was to unite the country, to develop with the country, to achieve
Yeah.
progress and all that. This is for the welfare of the country. But the leadership on the other end here, or I mean, it might be a problem that the leadership might have other objectives or other targets other than progress or development. It might be the possessiveness of the nation, regardless of any developments.
Let's think about this. Nasser, as a president, came at a period where people were frustrated from King Farouk and the occupation and things like this, and people were looking for freedom, looking for someone who will take the country to freedom and better life. Now we agreed that we don't want the previous regime. We were all united that we don't want this anymore, but we did not agree on who will be the leader.
Right.
And parties had their own vision of their own leaders, different from other parties. So, a specific party wants someone, and the other one wants someone else, who we did not agree. So they were always a fight, conflict.
Conflict of interest.
This is the dilemma. This is the main problem now.
So this happened during the revolution,
Yeah.
but we also need a leader for the opposition right now
Yeah,
to face people in power, and of course to be running for the next presidential elections, maybe, and next the
Exactly.
parliamentary elections. How can we agree upon a certain leader for the opposition if they can't even themselves find a leader of their own?
exactly. This is a good question, because this is the main problem actually, because many leaders are now on the surface, but actually there are many point of views, many arguments who should be the leader. And this is because of the lack of communication, lack of understandings, no one common goal. We're looking at the differences
maybe
We're not
selfishness
looking
would
at
be there too.
the total benefit or the big picture.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think if we all agree that we want the best for the country, we have a universal agenda. All parties should sit together and think, how can we work together collaboratively, so for the best of this country. And we also need a leader, because most people think that this leader or this leader think for his personal interest. He's not thinking about the interest of the country. There is a problem of trust, lack of trust. This is the real problem. We always think that this person or this person has a personal interest in becoming the leader.
But what about the children nowadays in Egypt?
Yeah.
They are being maybe they're watching a lot of the news now on television, and a lot of the frustration is actually affecting them as well. In the normal lives, in school and on the
Yeah.
streets, at homes, of course, everything is just being set at them. They see everything nowadays in Egypt. How can they grow up in such circumstances or such an atmosphere? How can that affect them?
Yeah.
How can we actually help them grow up in such circumstances? What can we do now?
Yeah. I'm glad that you asked this question. Actually, since we were children, we are programmed to act in a certain way according to the how we were raised, the culture, and an important role now is the media. What are we watching? So let's ask this question for the children now. What are they watching now in the television and the media? Do you think it will help them to be better people in the future?
No, I don't think so.
So we as parents, as people now, need to work on this. First of all, we need as parents to be very selective in what shows or TV programs that the children are being exposed to. And also the government and the media need to work on providing good shows, good programs that will eventually affect in a positive way the audience. So this is a role that should be played by the government. Media plays a big role in this, and the parents and people. They need to. We need to create awareness. We need to raise the awareness level of the citizen from, say, 1 or 2 to a higher degree, like 7 or 8, or maybe more. Now we have a problem in education. We have a problem in behavior, attitude, and this is any nation. The success of any nation is being benchmarked with the attitude of the people and the level of education.
Yes.
We're now in a very low level. We need to work in education, not the normal education only in school. Also, the human development side, we should play a role here. And we need young leaders to be around, to take so that people take them as good models.
Right. Talking about the media, if we
Yeah.
are going to focus on media, lots of political factions and some sectors in the nation are attacking in the media viciously, and of corruption and making up stories and overreaction.
Yeah.
But also there is the problem of credibility. Media have to come in a credible picture. And
Exactly.
also, if you hide the truth, there are lots of new types, modern types of media, like the social network for
Yeah.
the new generation. There are other types of media that
Yeah.
if you avoid the usual classic stereotype media, you could also go to the social network and
Exactly.
find the truth.
Exactly.
So how can we cope with the modern world of that sense of the credibility in the media, and also be able to reflect the truth of the story on the other end, not to be biased?
Yeah. The problem here is what's right from my point of view might be wrong from the other side of view. So it's okay that there are many point of views, but what is not okay is the attitude, the behavior of labeling and judging and conflicting. It's okay for a people, in order to have real freedom, to have opposing views, point of views. And some media, some programs will take a side, a certain side, and the other will take the other side. So it's okay, but we need a frame of respect and professionality, and the and also we need to focus on the bright side as well as we're focusing on the bad side. The problem now, what I see in the media is we're focusing very much on the dark side. Why aren't we talking about good examples? Some projects, some people who are doing something good for the best of the country, or trying to participate, or trying to contribute. Focusing on the dark side, let's say that when you focus on something,
Yes.
when you focus exactly on in a specific subject or arena, all your energy is there, and this is all what you will see. For example, if I'm focusing on this table now, and this is my cubic
Perspective, yeah.
perspective, I won't see the Nile, I won't see the sky, I won't see anything. We're focusing now very narrow-sided
like having an
on the
agenda.
problem, on the disaster. We're always focusing, there is a disaster coming, there is a disaster coming, and it's coming. So this is the problem. We need to have a holistic vision. Let's see the bright side also.
Okay, sir, you said that we need to be developing new young leaders.
Yeah.
How can we do that in such circumstances in the new Egypt after the revolution? Because I don't think the former regime had
Yeah.
the same idea about generating new leaders, because we've seen that a number of leaders, or maybe all the leaders